Good morning, and it's beautiful. This is the school. This is the hill. This is and John near the coal mine. This is what we have to live in. He represents. How you doing? How you doing? Gather every moment I can here because that's how we should go through our life, appreciating with grace and gratitude. Two majority family values: broken girl, black widow, hot pants. It's a long narrative. Anyway, working on it, and I'm going to try and stick some of it, bits of it in. Right, up on xratted.blogspot.com. And, when you feel a little laggard, you should always push for it. You should always take time to smell the roses. And every day and every way we take the piece of the earth and make it stronger. So we're going into the kitchen and cook. And I'll tell you some cooking stories. So, with anything, everything, here is the, what John calls the slop kitchen, but it doesn't look too sloppy, Anyway. Secrets to cook back in the dark ages, the king, the duke, the sheriff, he had his castle, he had his staff, and they had a kitchen, big kitchen usually, a lot bigger than this. And one of the secrets of cooking was you made last night. No, I made this for John. I made this for John last night. A nice vegetable kind of curried. That. I have no money left, but I'm still cooking for John. Now, this oil I've had for about 2.5 years. We'll be using it to cook. They have this really nice stuff, sour cream, and they make it Kroger's, spicy southwestern style sour. Right? And the problem with John, I buy food for us, eats it all for himself. So there were I had about 6 other of these things. And this is, this is all he's left. Not much. So, I buy things with an idea that I'm going to cook them. And he just mass consumption without thought. Now, one of the major things about cooking is intent. While all my food tastes really good, is intent, experience, and what you got to work with. So, let's see what else we got here. He didn't find these. These are great. I use them like spices. So this is guacamole, right? And this is, pretty much. The thing you don't want to eat is processed food. Now this is kind of processed food, but all they did was smush up avocados and some spices. Ingredients: avocado, distilled vinegar, water, jalapenos, onions, salt, jalapeno pepper powder, red bell peppers, and garlic. See? No dihydrogenated blah blah. No, not things that you can't pronounce. You shouldn't eat. But since I have no money and I buy all the food, that's pretty much. And I keep coming up with pretty amazing meals. I had some tortillas, but it seems to have eaten them. So I cooked them and turned them into something crisp and yummy and chewy. And you just tomato. Anyway, so the first place I learned how to cook was my grandmother. Growing up by her side, she's in the kitchen, and she was like building a house. She said, "You start out to do this, do that, right?" And it's kind of the same with me. So you start out with the ingredients, the materials at hand, and we go step by step by step. Let's see. Anyway, not much here. Chop. Your guy. It's high. Wow. The other thing you got to do is you clean up as you go along. Right? You just don't pile the dishes up in the sink and leave them there for weeks and months on end. I don't know how many of these I have purchased, and I had to buy another one. Luckily, the dollar store, dollar. Anyway, so living with John has taught me how to let go. Now, you sometimes may not think that because I keep talking about him, but it's like I said, he is the canary in the coal mine. And all the things I make like that. And I leave that pot in there so he can eat stuff while I'm away, right? No, he never eats it. I mean, the really good stuff he never eats. But he'll stuff a whole package of tortillas. He probably won't cook them. And he wonders why he feels terrible. This is pretty good stuff. Rice pudding. He doesn't eat it because he's scared of it. Right? Like that, he would have already eaten the whole thing by now. He was scared of the sour creams until he realized he liked them. So I'm squishing the old bananas into the vegetable stuff I had from the stew I made. Whoops. Hey. That tastes good. The other thing is, no matter whether you have electric or gas, you take it off, right? Thing is, the secret to food is never to burn it. Secret to not burning it, always watch it. And you cook it up in stages. So I cooked that up until it started to bubble and steam. And I brought all the flavors together. And now they're marinating. Oh yeah, tomato. Tomato. Right. So this is a nice, actual farm fresh tomato. We have our farmer down at the end of the road, and he grows tomato. Like he's really a beef guy, right? He used to be a milk guy, but It was great. You used to be able to go there with your container, and he had a spigot right on the side of the milk house that you went and you filled your container up with milk, and he had a mail slot in the wall that you put money in, right? And so you could get fresh milk. I mean, fresh milk, not packaged, just right out of the cow. One day I was driving by there, and it's the Vogue farm. And Mrs. Vogue, she had a little old lady, one of Inga's good buddies, and she was about 80 at the time, maybe 85. And they had her on the ground with her hands tie wrapped behind her back, and a guy in a military uniform with a automatic rifle to her head. Right? And people were stopping by and screaming after, "What are you doing, Mr. Vogue?" And the boys had already been taken away. And they were being arrested for selling milk that wasn't pasteurized. Like they were Al Qaeda, right? So they had good lawyers, so they sued the shit out of them and got a lot of money. And then they just wanted to get rid of those folks, which is kind of one reason why they did it. So they bought their property to build a high school in the future, right? And Mrs. Vogue, she was, like I said, 80-something, maybe 90. And so they made a deal. They gave her lots of money. If they didn't, then they had to go, right? Well, that was 20 years ago. She's like 112, and she's still out there picking tomatoes. So that's where that tomato came from. So they switched from being a dairy farm, and they had great cheese and yogurt and really good stuff. But the FDA and the corporate universe didn't want that. They now grow tomatoes, and they grow lots of vegetables, squash, onions, spinach, and cucumbers. And what else? And no, that's not. Don't have some potatoes in there, but no. Okay. So that's where I got that tomato. So now they grow tomatoes and vegetables, and they grow corn and grass for cows, meat cows. So they got meat cows. And so that tomato is going to be the star because it's the freshest thing. The stew will be the tasty bit, like the seasonings, right? Because it's all seasoned. And the eggs will be the foundation. So, as I grew up, as soon as I could stand beside my grandma and hold her apron, I'd watch what she was doing. So she'd always, get the pan hot. She would always have fresh garlic, and she would cut it up, double clove, and put it into the frying pan until it got brown. And then she'd also have a can of bacon grease, of lard. That she wouldn't use oil, she would use that. And get that under the sink. And I missed about the 11th. Well, I don't know what John does with these, whether he eats them or, I don't know what he does with the utensils. And the plates, too. Usually, I keep buying plates. So that's why I get everything at the dollar store. Because it goes away. And the dollar store is great. And you gotta taste it. See how it tastes. It's pretty good. A little salt. Not too much, just a little bit. Is anybody there? No, nobody there. So we're going to use a little this is a great thing to cook with, This is called cream cheese. So I'm going to melt it on there. And cream cheese really, it's like better than butter. Better than butter. Cover it up, let it melt down. Then Parmesan. All right. And this keeps really good. I've had this for almost, I don't know, a month or two. Hey, buddy. Making breakfast. Cooking show. Morning cooking with Al.
I don't really want to be on camera.
Okay. I thought you always liked being the star.
Are you gonna show them the food?
Yeah, they're seeing the food, so I don't give them.
It's done.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them the finished product. Yep. Little avocado. And there is the finished product. And I would have had a tortilla, but they seem to not be there. Had a whole bag of them, and the uncle almost took them. So, there you go. Eggs,
Yeah,
vegetables, little steak,
Here.
beans, onions, tomatoes, cheese.
Good for
Yeah, I know. Case Rate does like everything I make you done. You know, you got a 4-star chef here. Wait, whoops, turn this off.
That's really nice. Thanks.
Or, oops. Need some spinach sour cream. That's all gone. The Plum's got that too. Getting pretty well in the water. I have no more money. Like, I'm down to using the oil that I've had here for God knows how long.
I wasn't expecting all this. This is amazing.
I mean, pretty much when I'm here, I make you breakfast. They're all
Yeah.
pretty yummy. And I like making something special because, you know, breakfast is the important meal of the day. It's good to start off with a good tasting thing. There it is. Oh yeah. Woo. yummy. Not so. Don't have a slop kitchen. No slop. This is a no slop kitchen. So, no slop. And not to use the scrubby part on John's piece of art here. Just use the spongy part. And you know, food is always good to set. Give it a few minutes on the plate. So another place I learned how to cook was when I was, I don't know, my parents moved to this neighborhood called Old Brookville. It was right on the borderline of Nassau County of Long Island and Suffolk County. And it was like New York City, Queens, Nassau County, and Suffolk County. Suffolk County was the farm area and the fishing area. And it fed New York City and the surrounding areas. And like Long Island grew more potatoes than Idaho. They had more corn than the Midwest. You know, it was like an amazingly productive, very rich farmland. And so the Hamptons is kind of where the nouveau riche, the rich, the new rich, you know, kind of built their estates, had their parties. You know, the novel, what's his name? It's about like, you know, the Roaring Twenties. They made that movie, and what's his name? Gilbert Godfrey was the rich guy.
I'm going upstairs. Thanks for the breakfast.
Sure, bud. And what was the name of that? I forgot. But anyway, so they had their big estates, and they had country clubs, but they didn't have a clubhouse. They just had a golf course, so they could play golf, right? Because they didn't need a clubhouse, because all these people had gigantic estates and big ballrooms and had their parties in their house, so they could do whatever they want and nobody would see. So anyway, grew up in New York. My parents had their apartment on 69th Street. My grandma more in the working neighborhoods, Harlem, North, and in that neighborhood, every 2 blocks, looks like Italians, Northern Italians, Southern Italians, the 5 different, you know, the 9 counties of Ireland, the 12 different tribes of Israel, Chinese, Puerto Rico, you name it, they were there. Okay, let's see what John yells at me. So, this one summer I spent, after I kind of like, yeah, I'll take care of it. And you want to, you need some fans, or you want me to buy some more food?
I don't know. I can't. I'm not going to get a fan.
Okay.
The heat wave already is over.
Okay. Yep, I'll get it. And so I spent this one summer, well, I spent more than that, but there. And I had gone to the grammar school there, right? I had gone from 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. And I was expecting to go to high school. And my brother was like the Hugh Hefner about high school, right? So I was going to show up and be the dude because I was already the dude in grammar school, the dude in middle school. And our middle school, 7th and 8th grade, was like a new idea. They built a brand new school. When we went in there in 7th grade, there were no 8th graders. And so all of the teachers at that school taught us. So we had like 12 kids in a class, and we had amazing teachers, right? And same thing was in the grammar school. They had combined these different grammar schools. So they still had, instead of X amount of kids in a neighborhood being an X school, they kind of took everybody from that school district and put them in different schools. I had about 8 of these grammar schools. And again, I don't think our 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, the only class that we had like 3rd, 4th, 5th, I don't think we had more than 10 to 15 kids in a class. But 6th grade, we got Mrs. Roundtree that we called Square Bush, and she was like a Nazi. And she was there to knock down, they would put all the troublemakers in her thing on 6th grade, and she would get them ready to be respectful in 7th and 8th in high school. Anyway, when I came back from, no, it was actually before I went off to seminary. It was like, I must have been 14. And anyway, I had a whole summer to not do anything. All my friends were starting to get jobs. So I went to, Young's Farm was near us. And we got all our vegetables. And it was like Mrs. Pogue, right? And so the farmer guy, I had fixed a number of things for him, right, on his farm, and he was like, here I am, I started fixing things at age 12 for him. So, and I wasn't always there, so he would grab me when he could. So we were talking. So he had this, vegetable farm stand, and one of the smart things he did was he put in somebody was throwing out a gigantic walk-in fridge, and he bought it. And I had been working on things like that, so I got it to work. So that's the thing I kept keeping going. Of course, it was ancient, and nobody wanted. Oh, you need to get a new one, So, I was there, and I was fooling around with him, because he would cool the vegetables down so they'd last longer, look great, and taste better. If you don't stress a vegetable, but you let it come to ripeness, ooh, this guy had his stuff together. And see, John, I will take a long time to eat this because A, you can enjoy it better, you digest it better, and I don't have teeth, so I kind of have to gum it. And it digests my food better, in that it kind of lets the juices of my mouth start the digestive process. So there's one of you looking. No, there's nobody there yet. So Mr. Young says, they're building a clubhouse for the Old Brookville Country Club, because more and more people were building houses and land. Or he'd sell off 20, 30 acres to some guy who would build, 12 houses on it, right? And then sell them. This is in the 60s and early 70s before the big oil crash. Anyway, so people would join that country club, but there was no place for them to party. I mean, they didn't have gigantic estates. Mr. Anderson was the last of that. And he was one of my, well, I don't know what to call them, benefactors. He had this gigantic 300-acre farm, and all his children, his wife, everybody had died. So the only people that he kind of has as a family was his servants. And he didn't need them, but he kept them around so he could have people there taking care of them. And they were like his family, so he didn't want them starving. Like the dog guy, he didn't need dogs. His wife liked dogs. And horses, his girls liked horses. So, but he still kept all that stuff going because they kept the guys employed. But he was the last of that. And his house was humongous. It had a gigantic ballroom. Now, if you go to xratted.blogspot and read any of the novels that has the Big Blue Bunny, and it talks about his ballroom, that's straight out of Mr. Anderson's ballroom. And he had this gigantic ballroom, and the walls were all glass. And they looked out onto his amazing lawns, meadows that were acres and acres big. And at night, he had these lights that were down low. So these windows that went up 20, 30 feet all the way around in a space the size of an auditorium. The thing that you could see was the night stars. It was amazing. And he had a glass dome over it. And it was just amazing. So that's straight out of Mr. Blue Bunny's ballroom is Mr. Anderson's. So anyway, Farmer Young said, they're building that thing and they're looking for people to staff it. You might, I'm sure you could get a job relatively easily. Anyway, so I went down there and I started to grow. I was no longer a little peanut. I was now pretty tall and thin, and I could pass probably for 18 at 14. And I was a good communicator. I was a good listener. And so I went down there. The guy knew my dad. That was a big plus. So I got a job. I was being one of the cooking staff, And so, as I say, call it a sous chef. It means you chop stuff up. Anyway. So, get the job, come back the next day at like 7 a.m. We were greeted by this tall, elegant French guy in total chef outfit, right? And he had to French accent, and his name was Chef, he didn't use his first name. So he got everyone lined up, gave him a knife. We all had. There was a place that you walked in, and it was like a coat room, and you got a peg, and you took your coat or jacket or whatever, and you were supposed to only wear a t-shirt and white or gray pants, and you got a kind of jacket, buttons, and it was kind of white, off-white. I call it these days Navajo white. Anyway, so I'm wearing my thing, and he lined us up, gave us all a knife, and had us cut up an onion. Now I, did that for my grandmother forever, and instead of trying to peel it, I just and took the skin of the onion off, and then and so, okay, you're good. And other people who couldn't even know which end of this knife was, okay, you can leave. Put the jacket there. And so he got a staff out of about 40 people who showed up, maybe 30 people, right? And basically had to do everything, right? So he was getting all this equipment in, so everything needed to be washed. And so he showed us how to wash things, right? And so we all had to wash the pots and pans and dishes and everything, right? Coming out of the boxes. We just didn't stack them and then use them. We had to wash them and wash them to his spec, right? Again, and if anyone complained, he said, "Well, my wife, I'm gonna, next." So we, within a week, we were a finely tuned machine, and we were turning out food, right? And the thing hadn't opened, but we're turning out food, and we're feeding, the executive board and people like that, and they're all going, "Yeah, yep, this is the guy. This is really good food." Okay, so we're going on. 2 weeks go by, and they open the doors. People come in. We have a big dinner, and he has pate swans, and this guy is amazing, right? But the average person who's now, the nouveau riche, who are now in this country club, the first thing they do is they stop off at the bar and have some. It's like, they just, I remember this guy goes in. Chef had made this amazing swan, and and he was serving people by taking a little bit out of the side so you couldn't see it, so the beauty of the swan was there. And the guy just went there and slashed off the head and put it on his plate and went on. Another canary in the coal mine, that boy. And so this went on, and no matter what Chef tried to do to edify, he had classes for the members. Nobody shouted. What the food, what kind of wine, all the rest. And we were getting pretty good at what we were doing, so he was happy with us. And so in the kitchen, it was all guys. There were no women whatsoever, right? In the front of the house, there was a maitre d', but the rest of the staff were women, college girls, very attractive. And wore these really sexist, like French-made things where the skirt went up to the mid-thigh. I mean, really? And they would run around, and they had to have frilly bloomers and a low. It was very French. And they had men waiters, but mostly the wait staff was women. The men were like the guys who would do, they had, something that was being done for them right there and then. They would, kind of, whatchamacallit, be the guys, opening the bottle of wine or the cherries jubilee. Anyway, so everything's going along fine. But poor Chef is starting to lose his mind. He's muttering to himself, those fiends, I can't stand these people. They're all against me. It's all, and we're going, Chef is kind of losing it. So we're taking up more and more of the slack. And one day, because just over the hill, there's a dairy farm, Mr. Young's dairy farm. He goes over with a couple of stainless steel buckets and gets cow pies and turns it into the swan mousse, right? Everything that night is made from cow feces. And he feeds it to these, neophyte, sycophant, nouveau riche. Basically, people are, and he seasons it, so, this is yummy. They're eating cow shit, and, this is great. And they're just shoveling it in. And then people who have sensitive tummies, kind of respond to and start throwing up. And then it becomes, over here, over there. And then people have diarrhea, and they're all doing it in the dining room. And people can't, it's hitting them so fast that they can't get out and go to the bathroom. And so people are like, they vomit, and then they crap in their pants or their dress, and then they get cramps and fall on the floor, and then they vomit on themselves or vomit on their wife. It was just, somebody came into the kitchen. You got to come and take a look at this. So we and it was like, 150 people covered in diarrhea and vomit. And the chef is there in his tall hat and his white thing, and he's like, "You deserve this," and he goes off. He just goes off and tells pretty much that they've just eaten, cow diarrhea, and that's, they better go to the hospital. Anyway, he totally loses it. I mean, where they have to come in with the, from the funny farm with the straitjacket and take them away. So that's like a month. That's like the first week, I started working on that, we got out of school in May. The thing opened in June. This was like, July 26th or 7th that they took him away. Right? So he was already on the edge. Yeah. Don't know what he did in France after come to America. But anyway, we were he did his best training us. So it was like we went to Cordon Bleu, right? So the manager, the guys on the board came to us. They got the chef and all the dining staff together, and said, "Okay, chef's gone. We really can't get another chef. We don't want to close down the club. Can you kids, pull this together and run it until you all go back to school, and by that time we'll get another staff." And we said, "Oh, sure, we can do this," and we did. But the thing they did not get another. There were a couple guys in the kitchen who had already worked in restaurants. They were in their early 20s. So the board thought, well, these guys are responsible. They're grown-ups. And not really. And this one guy was the older brother of my good friend, Michael Schwartz. And Michael Schwartz's daddy was the bookie in town. So he was like part of the mob. And the Schwartz family were very nice. Very nice. Like I grew up with them all. And this is his older brother, which I had met a number of times because I, went and had dinner at their house and played with Mike. So, and he'd gone up to New York, to get in the family in New York, and he found that he liked cooking, and so anyway, and he got this job. His daddy got him this job so he could have real skills instead of being a line cook and a greasy spoon. So anyway, he kind of became, the chef, right? What we called him Mike. We didn't call him chef, and then went to salute. So anyway, week goes by, everything's going great. We're cooking out food. People are happy. No one's dying. And, the guys, more people show up. Now that crazy French guy is gone, and we're cooking more to the food that they like. Steaks and potatoes and stuff. Those three guys who are in their 20s are doing the ordering, and they're doing not only the ordering for the thing, but for the bar too. So Mike's daddy shows up one day with a truck, and they take out half the stuff, half the, the roast beefs and the this and the that, and cases of booze, and because these guys, they're getting a cut, and they're in charge, So it goes on, and we get more and more crazed, and we keep having parties. And
you made sure to snatch up that money I put in the counter for you, right?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, and I'll get your boxes for you too. I'll definitely get them. And
actually, I don't want you to ever get them again. I don't want to ever have to give you money for doing nothing. It's something I could do for my fucking self and make food.
Yeah, that's true. You could.
I'm
You can make food yourself.
You for free. live for free. You're just living off of my back.
And I really appreciate it, Tom. You're a really good friend. I'd be out, as I am in the deep green behind a tree underneath.
I don't see how you're going to survive healthy out there. And it's not, I can't keep putting up with having to support you.
Okay. No problem. It's the last time I get your boxes. It's the last meal I'll make for you.
Who cares?
Okay.
I can literally make better food. I can make food myself. It's just as good or better. I mean, it's great that I got to enjoy the fucking meal or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of it.
Right.
I'm tired of supporting a whole other human being that I don't need to. And you use your sympathy. I'm supposed to feel sorry for you because of your physical problem.
Right. Okay.
I can't afford supporting you.
Okay.
I just right now, just this morning, as you're talking, gave you $50.
Right. Yep. Back to you. So.
Ridiculous. I'm not doing it anymore.
Yep.
And you act like, oh, you need help or something because of your age.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have no problem surviving in nature, acting so big like you're gonna attack me or something when it gets in the wintertime so you can survive.
Well, no. I used to just come, I was away
Every
for.
person has been so mean to me.
Really?
And even you haven't helped at all. You just cost me money. But then the way that you make me feel around here consistently.
Now, how do I make you feel?
It's killing me.
How do I make you feel?
Like it literally feels like it's killing me.
Yeah.
Around here taking my resources.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm looking for a job. I'm trying to figure out some way I can work at something. And
well, John, you have a bachelor's degree okay.
It's like you're out for yourself. Everyone has been.
Now, do you think you're projecting the anxiety that you feel on me because I'm a person who cares about you and that you're my friend, and no matter what you kind of do, I stick by you, and I stick by you more than Danica. She went to Texas and took your children away.
You only stay here because you get to keep staying in the same house that you were living in for free and get money to go to the grocery store and stuff.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll stop doing that. Yeah.
So I'm not okay. I can't keep paying for it.
Right. And I'll be gone soon. I have my eye.
My dad is pissed off probably about the whole thing.
Well, he never.
Because I was on my own for a year or two because I worked.
Well, buddy, you're going to be on your own again because I'm heading to the deep green. And as soon as I got my eyes fixed and the operation.
Well, you wouldn't even be in my videos, and those weren't.
No, John. What do you mean? I was in the Jimi Hendrix. How many thousands watched?
That was a long time. I'm saying recently.
Are people still watching?
You wouldn't be in my new videos.
Sure, I would. I said fine.
Most of this year.
No, John, baby, I said every single time. Come on, get your video camera. I'll be. You could have made a video of me cooking.
I'm tired of having to stand up for everyone.
You don't want me in your videos because you then tell me.
Like if somebody's going to attack me with knives, fucking break their fucking skull. If they're attacking me with knives to kill me, I'm tired of them fucking attacking me from every direction.
Who's attacking you? No one's attacking you, John. No one. Your parents love you. They're always there to support you.
I'm saying if somebody was attacking me like that, you fight back. You don't keep letting them stab you with
No. The bottom line about I had a sensei. I learned martial arts.
The whole heat wave.
Right.
I was not allowed to have the air conditioning.
You could have the air conditioning on.
I had to sweat.
I sweated.
Because I didn't want to get some. I'm tired of talking.
John, you had the air conditioner.
Should I take that computer I bought for you? Should I take that and just break it in half?
That wouldn't be nice.
You wouldn't even have that if it wasn't for me buying it for you.
And I appreciate it greatly.
I'm tired of it because I don't have money coming in from a resource.
You have money coming in.
You don't ever have to work. You just do whatever the fuck you feel.
John,
incredible pressure trying to attack me and kill me.
No, I don't. I'm here to support you. I'm here as who do you have to talk to when I am not here? Who do you talk to?
I'll just fucking leave. I'll go somewhere else and put a different name up. I'll keep my page current because it has so many views and because there are people that might actually want to see it when I'm not as pissed off as this. I'm tired of waking up before you made your breakfast. I was planning to kill myself. I was planning to kill myself that morning. Oh, and then it's all happy and go lucky down all of a sudden. I haven't experienced anything like that in weeks.
You could join in
I
there.
experienced 2 or 3 instances of feeling that happy earlier in this video.
Yep.
2 or 3 instances of that in the past more than 2 months.
But John, you
horrible.
make the world
Horrible.
We make the
With
world.
you just doing whatever the fuck you feel like and taking money from me and acting like I don't have any responsibility to do whatever the fuck I want.
Well, my responsibility is
Meanwhile, I literally painted every inch of this kitchen, of all these floors, sealed the roof, had professional gutters put on that nearly killed me to deal with the guy that was putting them on because my dad was pissed off that I was spending money, and my dad is really pissed off because my mom started giving me money a little while ago again. He found out, and he's like putting this incredible pressure on me that feels like I'm just going to die. I've already tried to kill myself yesterday and the day before, probably.
Well, don't.
But now I talked to a psychiatrist, so I talked to a psychiatrist. I went to the emergency room, and I'm gonna be okay again because my dad is really pissed off. The whole East Coast heat wave, I was under so much pressure from him, I couldn't even turn on one wall unit air conditioning or have any fans. I had to sweat inside my own house after taking a shower and all clean and start smelling bad the same day, which never happens to me usually, and suffer through the whole 90-something degree heat wave in here with no air conditioning allowed because my father has $5 million and he's big and powerful.
John, you could have turned the air conditioning.
Me or something.
You have an HVAC. You could have turned that on.
For my mom giving me $30,000 or $40,000 like last year or until now, some little amount of money that all I did with it was go to Texas to see my children, then be so distraught that I didn't have my children, could barely function, lay in a bed, wanted to die, barely able to function at all for months, and then go from that to working on physical manual labor on my house to get to invest some of the money back into my house.
But John, it's your house. It's your house. It's
the
a
first
beautiful
month was
house.
okay because I thought they were moving here. Then they said they're not moving here. I kept working and working and working. Wanted to die every day. Just horrible feeling. Barely living every day. I'd say more than half the days of this year, I've wanted to die. And you're just going, yeah, do whatever the fuck I feel like, without having to worry about money.
I'm right here,
and you don't have a
I'm
job.
I'm right here listening to you.
You take my money from me. I don't need that food.
You give me.
I don't
give
need
me
any of that.
All the food I you didn't pay for any of this food the last 2 weeks.
When you were gone,
Yep.
I had some of the best meals that I've ever had this year, or whatever the fuck year it is.
You bought them at the co-op, manufactured by the co-op.
No, some of them I made myself.
Oh.
Yeah, but I was working on the house so much I could take a break, and I was on this medicine that made me very productive and motivated again about doing things.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to an emergency room, so I'm not going to kill myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on medicine now again, so I'm not. It's antidepressant medicine, so they can't take me away and put me in some facility and try to have me really kill myself by making me pay thousands of dollars to some hospital that I don't want to have any part of. And everything about my life has been horrible for, like, I'd say most days of this year. That's just how it's felt. And then you just expect to keep getting free handouts and stuff from me. This way that I felt sitting here all happy and stuff, I haven't felt that way more than a few times this entire, like, the past few months.
But that's kind of why I try and give you a good meal, because it does make you happy.
Well, that was rare. I haven't felt that way in a long time.
So how come? So you felt that good? How come you didn't try to follow that path of happiness? What is this?
What is this? What is this path of happiness? Trying to do this and attack me? What the fuck type of movement is that? Is that like a karate thing of shamans to hurt someone?
No, John. It's called being Italian. You talk with your hands, kind of. You know, you do. You know, your mother does.
I've never had 7 different things just attack my eyes, and 10 or 20 different things attack my body in all these different places and my mind until I've been to this house around you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, you keep living here for free off of my resources. I didn't need that food.
Mm.
You're pretending that it's clean around here, but I'm sure
It's clean.
but by some miracle, it actually looks kind of. I mean, there's stuff spilled on here. There's stuff on the front of this spilled on here.
Okay, I'll clean it.
I mean, it's like that would not be there at all if I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't want to push away somebody that I'm friends with. I don't want you to clean it. I've never made you do something like that. Now you're acting like this is how you have to live. You don't have to do that. Here, I'll do it.
I got it.
No, you want me to?
Okay.
No. I don't want to, like, I've cleaned this place so much to make sure all the hard work I did stays okay. You put a chip right in the center of the floor of all the art I did here. You put a chip right in the center of the floor, moving a big, heavy elliptical machine across the floor, and they made these skid marks across the floor so you can feel like, oh, finally, it doesn't matter how I treat it around here. He put a big chip in the middle of the floor.
Let's go look at the big chip.
And then you acted like it's...
That's the big chip. Right there.
You drag the elliptical machine across it and put those scuff marks over here.
Yep.
You put those scuff marks all across here. The floor is perfect. I've sweeping it all the time. And then, of course, there's dust and dirt here where you've been walking in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I had to do all that work myself. It's just... You haven't helped that much.
Well, you know, when I got here.
Taking up 2,400 square feet of space to store your stuff.
Yeah. Okay, let's look at the 2,400 square feet.
We don't. I have pictures
Here
of
it
all of
is.
it.
Here it is. Let's see.
No, stop.
Here's.
Please don't show my house.
Here is now pretty much all this is your stuff. This pinball machine. You know, this is right. And over here, I took up all this space. Look how much space I took up here. Oh, the whole bathroom. Look at that. All of it. It's all. There's
the other whole bathroom.
Amazing. I've taken up so much space. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 boxes. Oh, that's so bad. You know.
2,400 square feet of stuff.
And then, so see right here, all this stuff, you know, I kind of brought in here and put over there so you could walk through here.
It's 1,800 square foot. That's 50 square feet. That's the most of it. And why am I letting you stay here for free when my stuff is piled
John,
so my kids can't even have a bedroom?
Well, let's see.
If you would,
you know, right here, here are these 2 bedrooms down here. So this is the bedroom that I sleep in, right? This is pretty much my bedroom. But here's another bedroom, and that's none of that is my stuff, John.
I have nowhere else to put it.
Upstairs, upstairs. Here, let's go upstairs. Let me show them what I did upstairs. Here. Okay. Yep. Oh, show them that. So look at this. This is like 2,800 square feet right here. This is 2,800 square feet right here. I'm taking.
Jam-packed full of all your
Right,
stuff.
right. Yep, yep. Yep.
Why are you taking up so much space? How am I supposed to get the house nice? So I
It
can
is
maybe
nice.
have my family back.
You know,
Stop showing that heat pump thing.
right? I'm not going to show the heat pump.
Stop! I told you not to make any of these videos of the house.
Okay, John. I'm just trying. You accuse me of things all the time.
I'm not being a jerk. I'm just saying it's put a tremendous pressure on me.
Well, John, I'm going to be gone soon, in about a week, and then I'm not going to be back. Unless you really want me. And then you'll be all by yourself. You won't have to spend anything on me. Okay, kids. Catch you later.
It felt like I was nearly dead most of this year.